Hi everyone, a big welcome or welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be talking about a bunch of new releases from the first half of this year that I have absolutely loved. A big thank you as always to the publishers who sent me advanced copies of these books. I have read more new releases than these, but today we're just talking about the best of the best. We've got literary fiction and translated fiction and short stories and memoirs and non-fiction and poetry. I'm also going to throw in a couple of honourable mentions at the end of books that did come out in the first half of the year that I'm super excited to read but just haven't gotten around to yet. Please chat to me down below in the comments about new releases. Have you read any of these books? How did you find them? Also, please let me know of any other new releases that you think I would like that I haven't mentioned in this video. I would love that. So going in release date order, the first new release that I loved was Pilgrim Bell by Kaveh Akbar. This came out on the 27th of January by Chatto and Windus. This is the second poetry collection from the Persian American poet, this one being a powerful interrogation of selfhood and Islamic faith and past addictions and the American Empire. A lot of these poems read as prayers. Some of them are explicitly stated to be prayers. This is packed with passion and intelligence and real skill. The wielding of language in here is super impressive. Released on the 3rd of February by Canongate, we have No One Around Here Reads Tolstoy by Mark Hodkinson. This is a memoir exploring Mark Hodkinson's working class childhood in Rochdale and his relationship with and passion for reading. Growing up in the 1980s, Mark Hodkinson's family only owned one book, but today Mark is a journalist and publisher and author and lives surrounded by thousands of books. I loved going on this journey with Mark. Big recommend for anyone who loves books about books. On the 1st of March from the indie poetry publisher The Poetry Business, we have One Language by Anastasia Taylor Lind. This is a debut poetry collection from a female photojournalist as she experiences war in different times and places. The collection is comprised of both longer and shorter poems alongside photographs she has taken. This is completely immersive and affecting. Definitely a difficult read, especially at the moment, but it's a super powerful one and really important. Next, we have The Deloriad by Missouri Williams. This was published on the 3rd of March by one of my favourite indie publishers, Dead Ink Books. This is a literary novel set during the aftermath of an environmental disaster. It follows the story of the matriarch, her brother and their family, descended from incest as they live on the edges of a ruined city. This is an exploration of depravity and salvation and humanity's unbreaking commitment to life. It's a weird one. It is dark and unsettling and strange, but if you like that kind of thing, you will love this. Next, on the 23rd of March by Fitzcarraldo Editions, we have Paradise by Fernanda Melchor. This is translated from Spanish by Sophie Hughes. This tells the story of two poor Mexican teenage boys within a luxury housing complex. It explores classism and violence and desires and hardship, ultimately resulting in a gruesome scheme. Comprised of a torrent of chilling and unrelenting prose, this is so intoxicating. You get totally swept along. The craftsmanship in here is just insane. This will be one of my best reads of the year for sure. On the 24th of March by Chatto and Windus, we have French Braid by Anne Tyler. This is the millionth novel by the glorious Anne Tyler, one of my favourite writers. This tells the story of multiple members of the Garrett family from different generations from the 1950s to present day. Anne Tyler does human family relationships like no other. As always, this book totally delivers. Amazingly perceptive, comfortingly yet painfully true. she is a star. From the 7th of April by Jonathan Cape, we have Time is a Mother by Ocean Vuong. Ocean Vuong's second poetry collection. This one is a deeply personal exploration of grief and survival in light of Ocean Vuong's mother's death. As can be expected from Ocean Vuong, this is beautiful and vivid. It is quite experimental with its language and form. Extremely intimate but full of wider questions. This is really good. Also from the 7th of April, this one from one of my favourite indie publishers, Influx Press, we have Nettles by Adam Scoville. This is a literary novel set in Merseyside, and it tells the story of one man over two timelines. One in 2001 when the boy is starting secondary school and is relentlessly bullied, and the other when he is grown, returning home to exercise these painful memories through photographs. This is a beautiful exploration of memory and violence and how our past shapes our future, and I particularly loved the setting. From Harper North on the 14th of April, we have Northerners: A History by Brian Groom. This is a non-fiction book, a biography of Northern England from the earliest times to modern present day. I am from the north of England and I totally loved this. It is perfectly paced, filled with just the right amount of information, packed with insight and love. It covers a whole range of topics and people who have contributed to shaping the north of England. Really enjoyable. From the amazing indie publisher Pushkin on the 5th of May, we have The Secret Lives of Church Ladies by Disha Filior. This is a short story collection exploring the hidden desires of church-going black ladies over multiple generations. These women are grappling with their church's double standards, their own passions and needs. There's forbidden affairs and new love and secret longings. This is super seductive and liberating and vulnerable and funny. I loved this. From the 26th of May and Pushkin Press, we have Antonio by Beatriz Braca. This is translated from Portuguese by Adam Morris. It is set in Brazil and tells the story of a man named Benjamin who, when on the verge of becoming a father himself, learns about a tragic family secret. This book is told from the perspective of three different characters who are all somehow involved and are all telling a different version of the facts. Shards of memories, untangling the past, super messy and painful family relations, all with the background of politics and class struggles in Brazil. This is super impressive. 26th of May from the indie poetry publisher Bloodaxe Books, we have Outlandish by Joe Clement. This is a debut poetry collection exploring the hidden and threatened British Gypsy and Roma culture. There's themes of otherness and trespass, stunning imagery of ancient stopping places and nature and council estates. This is extremely lyrical and vivid poetry that paints a pretty startling picture. I loved it. Finally, from the 9th of June by Nine Arches Press, we have Space Baby by Susanna Evans. Susanna Evans' second collection. This is a dystopian speculative book asking questions about the future of Earth and human beings. There's robots to cuddle you to sleep in here. There's the first baby born in space. It's about responsibility and interconnectedness and how to find joy on a ruined planet. It is lush. So those were my favourite new releases from the first half of this year. Now for a few honourable mentions of books that came out earlier this year that I'm really excited to get to soon. First, from the 11th of January by Picador, we have To Paradise by Hanya Yanagihara. I'm a massive fan of Hanya Yanagihara, so naturally I was super excited about this new release. All I know about this is that it is set over 3 centuries in 3 alternate Americas. So a couple of things. Firstly, this book is massive. And secondly, I've heard mixed things about this book. I believe it is very different to A Little Life. Cannot guarantee how I'm going to feel about this one. Cannot guarantee at what point I'm going to pick it up, but we will see. Next, from the 14th of April by Picador, we have Young Mungo by Douglas Stewart. Again, absolutely love this author. I remember reading Douglas Stewart's debut, Shuggie Bain, and being stunned. Just thinking this author is going to be amazing. This one follows the dangerous first love of two working class men in Glasgow, one a Protestant and one a Catholic. I'm really excited for this one. I know I'm going to love this one and I will be picking it up really, really soon. Also, I am totally in love with this cover. Next, from the 28th of April by the Borough Press, we have A Tidy Ending by Joanna Cannon. Again, an author who I am totally in love with. This is said to follow the story of a normal woman who lives on a normal street with her normal husband, and then the murders begin. Joanna Cannon writes with the most heartfelt, delightful, hilarious prose. I just know this is going to be a good time. Next, from the 26th of May by Picador, we have Vladimir by Julia May Jonas. This is a debut novel following the story of a beloved English professor whose husband is faced with a slew of accusations from former students as she develops an obsession of her own. This is described as provocative and razor sharp and uncommonly assured. I'm excited. I think this could be really good. And finally, from Dead Ink Books on the 15th of June, we have Animals at Night by Naomi Booth. This is Naomi Booth's first short story collection. It illuminates the strange nocturnal meetings between humans and animals. I have heard so many good things about this one already. And if the standard of other Dead Ink books that I've read are anything to go off, then I know I will love this. So there we go, guys. Those are all of the new releases from the first part of this year that I absolutely loved or are really excited to get to. As I said at the beginning of the video, please let me know if you read any of these books. Please also let me know of any other new releases that I may have missed. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. I can't wait to chat down below in the comments, and I will hopefully see you really soon with another video. Bye everyone.